might not. Hello. Welcome to the Simply Together show. It's a bit grey out there, a little bit grey. Have you been out today, Nikkei? Is it warm?
No, but it's warm though. It is warm.
Okay, it's warm, but it's a bit grey. I think we're getting to the end of the summer. I don't know if we're going to have another heat wave. Who knows? I don't know. Anyway, we have got one guest with us today, the lovely Charlotte Egan. How are you doing? I think we've got a lag.
Yeah, I'm good, thank you.
Good. That's good. Nikkei, how are you?
I'm all good, thank you. Yeah, it's all good. The bank holidays are done now till Christmas, so yeah, it's all nice.
What's done now till Christmas?
The bank holidays. There's no more bank holidays.
Oh, yeah. That's it. All bank holidays done. Nothing now till Christmas. I just want to say I've got my boiler. They literally did it all in the one day.
Oh, fantastic.
Last week was a flipping nightmare, the noise, etc. But I've got a boiler now. We've got hot water. It is really exciting. So today we are going to be talking to Charlotte. So what I'm going to do, Charlotte, is just for you to just tell us a bit about yourself before you go into what you've come on to share with us. So what do you do?
I have two jobs. So I work for a bank as a product and propositions manager, and I'm also a utility warehouse partner at the moment as well.
Oh, right.
And a busy mum of two girls, 11 and 1.
How have you got time to do two jobs and two girls?
And studying as well in there. So I'm studying my law degree as a distance learner at a full-time rate.
You see, you put me to shame.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
That's really good.
Okay, so how would you have time for two jobs, two girls, and a law degree?
Planning. I'm an effective planner. I live off my diary. I have two diaries I run simultaneously. We have a wall calendar. I meal prep for the whole month. I food shop for the month, apart from little top-up shops of milk and bread and fruit, because my 1-year-old loves bananas and oranges at the minute. And it's just, effective planning and structure. So even my 11-year-old now has her own morning routine, and she is up and away for the day by 7:30. She's awake. She's gone for a run. She's dressed. She's showered, hair done, and she's ready. So it's structure.
All that by herself by 11.
Yes, she's been doing it for a while. She also cooks meals.
The girl needs a badge.
She can cook a dinner as well. Since she was 8, we've had her learning how to cook a meal. So she actually cooks a family meal once a week on a Tuesday. She has a budget of £25, and she has to buy the ingredients herself and make a meal.
So, oh my God, you've got so many niche markets there that you could promote. So many. I've heard at least 6 in this small conversation. Wow.
I am absolutely gobsmacked. Honest to God, I am gobsmacked. My God. Have you always been like that? Or is this just something that's happened since you then had a family?
No, I've always been quite structured with what I want to do. I've probably been quite isolated with it before, but so I organise things and help support my dad and my nan still with a lot of things to help them and their finances tick over quite nicely with very little input from them. I think with Ella, it was probably COVID that made me realise that she thrives off structure and routine. So we mimicked a school day down to like lunches. I knew what she had every day at lunch at school, so I even had the same lunches at home for her. And we mimicked a school day, and she thrived. She excelled, and as a family, it helped us with 2 of us working from home at the time, with a then 5-year-old. and it's just set. And now we run an effective family. I feel like we still have family time. We still have downtime for me and Ash as a family, like a couple. We still have the girls have their one-to-one time with us on an evening. So we actually plan out the evenings of a week as well. So like Ella and Ash on a Monday, me and Ella on a Tuesday, and like Wednesday, Thursday's family day. Evenings just Ella's got a lot of clubs on. Friday's pizza night and a film that we kind of like roulette into a hat what we're taking out. And then Saturday the girls eat together, the baby goes to bed, Ella goes upstairs, and me and Ash have like a date night dinner at home. And then Sunday's always family day. So we still have that family life balance despite being really, really busy, and it works.
Wow.
But nothing's up for negotiation. So if something happens, like if I have my day on a Wednesday for me to go salsa lessons that I'm doing with one of my mum friends, if that moves to a different day, then if I switch it for mine and Ella's day on a Tuesday, then mine and Ella's day has to still happen that week to whatever I switched it to. So you can't just take like something else, and you can't drop the other thing. So we just have to shuffle it around the week.
I really like that, the non-negotiable part of it, because I think in just listening to all the things that you do, it would be really easy to just say, oh, well, Salsa's moved, I can't come because I've got to have a date with Ella. Or, you know, I just, there's definitely a lesson there, I think, for lots of people, whether it's for moms, like people who just don't know how to manage their time.
Well, you're looking at you, I'm looking at me, because my time, I do not manage my time very well. Not at all.
We're still Ash and Charlotte, right? We're not just mum and dad. So like Wednesday's my night to myself at 7 o'clock. I clock off with parenting. Like Ash is the parent of the household at 7. So I go out the house, and if I'm not in the house, I don't exist. And he has Thursdays to do that as well. So we're still our individual people as well as mum and dad. So it's part of the thing that helps your relationships and helps your kids grow. For us, anyway.
100% agree. Charlotte, can I just ask you a question? And then Cecile's going to roll her eyes. But how long does it take you to do your meal prep for a month? Because you say you do monthly meal prep.
Yes, so I've actually got a list down of everything that's in my freezer and my cupboards, down to every tin that I have. So So I actually, once every other month, I will go through that and just make sure to kind of like use it up. So we have nothing. We call it like mix match week of the month. So everything gets eaten up. Just because we pick up little things here and there, or Ash can be very lazy, and if he wants something, he'll just buy it. But no, the cooking side of it takes me no more than an hour and a half.
You see, there's something wrong with me. There's definitely something wrong with me. How can it take you an hour and a half to do a whole month? Yeah, it's a different conversation.
Well, I do things like I do grab bags a lot of the time, so it's not a case of just always cooking it. It's a case of splitting out my portion of my chicken, my mince, seasoning it, adding in my vegetables, adding in my stock cubes, Ziploc it in the freezer.
Oh, right.
So when I go to get to out, it's ready.
Yeah.
Then other things that we do for like the lunches during the week, I do on a Sunday. So I already like cook a load of chicken. I cook some of my mince off because it's nicer for a chili when it's like double cooked. So some of my mince in the freezer is already half cooked. Some of it's like still raw, if you like, when it's frozen.
Yeah.
We just have what I call grab bags, and they go in the slow cooker or in the oven or the air fryer, and it's ready to go.
Yeah.
Seriously, I know you've already got 2 jobs, and I know you're doing your law degree, but I can see a workshop building here. There's a workshop that you need to be doing.
That is what I mean.
Yes.
That's why I said there are so many niches. I love the mother and daughter thing about with the cooking and, you know, letting her do the meal stuff there like that. That is really good, and I think that is something that you could do with your daughter, because it's so positive as well. You know?
Oh, she loves it. So when we came out of hospital with her sister, which would be 2 years on Monday coming up, and we came out of hospital and obviously freshly postpartum with this newborn baby after a C-section. I wasn't moving anywhere. And she just started year 5 in a brand new school because we moved to the village school. And she come home, like I was 4 days postpartum at this point, and she was like, "Have you eaten?" And we were like, oh, you're home? Like, is that day just gone? And then she went off and she's like, I'll make a chili tonight. And she made a chili. And then the second night she was like, I'll make a paella. And she made paella. And then she made like fresh chicken and chips, like battered like breadcrumb chicken and chips. And it got to night 4 of her doing it. I said, Ash, I think she was like 9, 10. I was like, she can't do this again. Like, we need to get our own dinner sorted for a family. But she had the confidence to cook a full meal with no question, no support, in the kitchen with obviously no accidents. But she was capable of going to the co-op and just knowing what she needed to buy and have the confidence with the money and what she's paying, and like Tesco club cards or the co-op card, because we've got a co-op in the village. She's got that confidence to know what she's doing.
See,
and that's
workshop number 1.
That's
meal prep, cooking for juniors. Number 1. Busy mom.
So
oh my God.
So
the
Simply D's banner, we do various different things. We do things like International Women's Day, International Men's Day. We do soirees. We do lots of different things. I'm coming back to you. I will be coming back to you because you will be coming to do some form of a workshop or something at some point, right? I've told you that now, so you can't turn me down.
Everyone's on the way told. She didn't ask. You've been told.
No, I'm not. Well, the thing is I've known Charlotte since she was tiny.
Baby.
Known her mum and dad for many years.
Oh, right. So we're calling anti-privileges here.
They used to live in Charlotte used to live in Sundon Park.
Oh, right.
Yes. Nikkei lives in Sundon Park as well. So I've known her for many years. So, yes, I am going to provoke that, as in I am saying you are coming to do a workshop, and there isn't a no. You're going to have to fit it in there somewhere, because my God,
Ella will come on and explain from her point of view what she thinks. Because we give her a lot of resilience, is probably what we're trying to build her up to. So she does a lot of clubs, but she doesn't get to just do the clubs. She has to, sounds really, I'm saying out loud, she has to business case it to me and her dad. So she has a lot of experience and opportunities, but that's because she's had to show us that she can do it, where it fits in, how it's being paid for, what she's going to achieve out of it, and the reason why. It's not of, I want to go swimming a club this month and drop it. Like, we don't quit clubs straight away. We see it through to the end of the year of a club, not a week. So she's had a lot of opportunities.
I have to say, I mean, none of the other things, no business case or anything like that, but with clubs, I did the same with Courtney, because he used to start and then want to finish. So with the football, with the rugby, he did the whole year, because if you're signed up, you do the whole year. So I get that. I do get that one. Otherwise,
I think that's really good. Yeah, because I had a recent example, not my child. This was a young boy at Taekwondo, and we were doing the exercise. He was really into it. Then all of a sudden, he looked at me, and then he just burst into tears. I'm like, "What's the matter?" He's like, "Oh, I want my mom." So I said, "Look, your mom's coming. Why don't you just play the game?" He's like, "No." And literally, he sat out. He's a really good drinker, by the way. He sat there with his bottle. But when his mom came, literally the attitude that you guys just described, he's like, "What's he talking about?" Now, every time I see him, he's like really in there. Nothing. It's just, and it's just that thing. Like you say,
sometimes it's breaking that barrier down, isn't it? And showing that they can do it. So Ella done, I don't know if you remember, she did in March. She ran 100 miles for charity for Stand Up for Cancer. She was 10. So it was averaging between 7 and 10k a night, because she also does 9 hours of ballet, and I wouldn't let her do it. So she was doing 7 to 10k every morning before school. If she didn't do it before school because it was raining, she'll do it after school. And she done it. And this is something that she came to me and said, like, "Mum, I've seen this, I want to do it." And I was like, "If you're going to see it through, we're not doing a day of it, 2 days of it." And she did have a bit of a wobble, but she saw it through, and she raised quite a bit of money for her age from it, and she completed it.
So can I just ask you a question, Charlotte? Because I'm just thinking about these things. Yeah, because
she hasn't even talked about what she's come on here to talk about.
I know. Go on. Time. We've got time. She's just so in. I mean, obviously, I know what you've come to talk about, and I'm not even surprised. You know, with
What's the
everything that you
question?
said.
So you've got a question.
I was going to ask a question. So you know how with this no quitting thing, right? Obviously, the way you have described your daughter and her attitude and things like that. If she came to you seriously one day and said, "Mom and Dad, I want to give this up," would you accept a business case from her, or would you just say point blank, "No, you got to see it through"?
I wouldn't say point blank no, because I think her emotions and feelings are valid, and it is her living it. I'm not living her life. I'm not doing those clubs. But I do think at the age that she's at, and with going into high school, she starts high school tomorrow, year 7, because our school goes back a little bit different. I don't want her to be influenced and see it as an easy way out to say no because of a better offer. I think there's a case of being, you can do everything, but this comes first. This has been your life. This is something you're good at. This is your release. This is your way to outlet what you're feeling in a safe space. And friends, especially at this age, come and go. So we don't do best friends at her age, and she's quite vocal about that in school. I've actually been brought into school to have a discussion because she said that she doesn't do best friends because her friends would be better for her at different parts of her life. And the head teacher didn't understand why that was not okay. I was trying to say that she had to be friends with everybody. And Ella said, no, I really don't. I don't have to be friends with everybody, and I don't do best friends. So, yeah, we're just trying to install these boundaries in her now.
I love that.
Well, there's so many, especially the girls, like we see in the friends, like they're so catty, like it's probably the word to use. Like, she's my best friend, she's my best friend. Ella is,
there was a TED talk in that.
Yeah, and Ella has seen me.
Yeah. So a workshop, a TED talk, most probably some kind of actual physical showing of how to do these different things, how you do your routines. We need to know how to do that. There's lots in there. You know, once you've done your law degree, if there's other things, you know, there's other things there that you can be doing as well. Yes, I'm loving it. So, are you still there? It froze for a moment.
Yeah.
So, tell us what you've actually come on here to tell us, you know, because we're getting really excited with all these other things. So you tell us what's been happening.
The lag is back.
Yeah. So Charlotte, tell us.
Is it back now?
But you're back. You're back now. You're back. So tell us what's been happening to Scarlett, and what you're now what you're doing. Just tell us what's happened.
Yeah. So despite our resilience, if you like, and everything, I think that's probably come hand in hand to support my kids through what's happened. So just over 3 weeks ago, it'll be 3 weeks today actually, we were at the park feeding the ducks, as you do, nearby, popped out, went into the cafe in the park, brought a packet of crisps for the girls. They were playing, and we're teaching Scarlett, she's going to be 2 on next Monday, to put things in the bin, because she has a habit of just finishing her crisps and going, finish, all done, and just dropping them. So Ella walked her to the bin by the counter inside the cafe, and a dog in a pram lunged for her and bit her face quite significantly. So it got her forehead, in her inner eye, and then it lunged on a squishy bit here, to the point Ella, so quick thinking, picked up her sister, and as it's trying to drag Scarlett left and right, Ella's moving her the same direction left and right while hitting the dog off there.
Wow.
The cafe workers were closer to the girls than I was, because I was sat at the table where we'd just been and done nothing. One actually looked at her phone, looked up, and carried on their phone.
She should be sacked or dismissed.
Got her over to me. I've got hold of her. Scarlett's gone from screaming to like silent, in shock, because she actually didn't speak for about 9.5 hours after. because of the
Oh,
shock.
God.
When I asked for a first aid kit, because at this point I couldn't see anything, right? Her face was covered. She was drenched. I'm getting drenched in it. Ella's ran back to the counter and said, like, can we have a first aid kit? And they went, no. They told my daughter no. At which point I've gone into a bit of a mum mode while trying to keep calm. And Ella's kind of lost it and asked again quite forcefully for the first aid kit. And eventually she came along and she just chucked it on the table and walked away. And when I opened it, it wasn't fit for purpose. It had used bandages in it and plaster wrappers. So it had no anti-sterile wipes. It had no gauzes. It wasn't anything that even for them they could use. And when I asked for water, they went to try and charge me £3.50 for a bottle of water because Scarlett had these little white things on her face. And I thought it was because it had been a dog. It might have been like dog food if it had been eaten. It later transpired that was her flesh where it detached away from her face. And two ladies basically put us in the car, at which point Ella's rang her dad. And because it was quicker for us to go to the hospital 9 minutes away than wait for an ambulance and then transfer. So these two ladies kindly took me and the girls to the hospital, went to the A&E, and obviously the man in front was checking in, turned around, looked at me, stopped checking in, and then they come to try and take Scarlett off me to Russia, and I couldn't move. I was like, I can't give her, and I can't move my legs right now. And then eventually they took her plastics, they transferred her to our bigger hospital in Wakefield, where the plastics team were waiting for her. And she's under the MaxFac, so it's the plastic surgeon team now for the next year. And we've already got a date in for a consultation in February where they will take her scar. So we went last Monday, and the skin that they tried to reattach died. So they had to get rid of that. So now it's like they've had to make it a perfect hole, if you like. And it's healing beautifully. Don't get me wrong, it's healing. I couldn't ask for it to heal any better. But we're going back in February to make it basically a chunk to align. But in all of this chaos, I found out that it's not legally required. It's only recommended to make a first aid kit available to a member of public or a customer when an accident or injury occurs on your premises. Most people morally would give it over, but if a business has wrote it in their policy not to, they don't have to. So take away the fact that their kit was inadequate anyway for the employees, which my local council is investigating. Ash was stayed there and took photos, so that's all being dealt with. The dog's being dealt with. As a family now, I don't want another family, another parent to hold their baby like I did and just feel helpless. I couldn't. I get a first aid kit was not substantial for her injury, but I couldn't help my baby. I couldn't put pressure on it. All those things that you're told to do, I couldn't do nothing at all, because it's not legally required. So that's what we're doing. We're calling for change. I posted on TikTok to make awareness of first aid kits. In fact, I actually have a first aid kit in my baby bag, but because it was a quick half-an-hour trip, I left my baby bag at home. I'm a mum that organised when our babies were weaning at 6 months old. At 5.5 months old, I got me and 30 mums together that I made friends with and arranged a paediatric first aid course ahead of choking, because that was a big fear to me. So for me not to have my first aid kit will forever sit with me. I've ordered loads now. Ash has got one in his gym bag. We've got them in all our cars. Ella's even got a little mini one in her bag that she's carrying around. But when I shared it on TikTok, it's hit over 300,000 views, and it's about 1,800 comments of people sharing similar experiences of either being bitten by a dog or where they've been in well-known chains and been denied a first aid kit for themselves or their child, even when an injury happens there. And it's not fair and it's not right. And a recommendation shouldn't be there when we're inviting the public and our children, i.e. a park cafe, a supermarket, a coffee chain, and they can all say no.
That's just,
I can't even, I'm flabbergasted.
It's just literally unbelievable, because you would just, I mean, I've worked in the community for many, many years, so I know about first aid kits, and you have to make sure you've got a list of what needs to be in there, and they, you know, in social care, they have to be checked on a regular basis, etc., etc. So not only was it inadequate, they weren't actually going to give it to you.
That's the bit that freaks me out, is the fact that they were just not going to give it to you. I just think, I do not understand how you could. Number one, the other thing that you said there that is linked to that is that she saw your daughter struggling with her baby sister with the dog, and she literally went back to looking at her phone. So that in itself, really and truly, it kind of trumps everything else. It is very, very poor. But the other thing I'm going to say is that sometimes I think people don't know, because it was a couple of years ago that I did a first aid course, and I didn't even know that plasters expire.
Yeah, I think some of the comments that I've had back on my TikTok was like, what about if you're allergic? It's because of allergies and plasters. And I think in a situation like myself, a skin reaction in the politest way is the last thing of my concern, right? And some comments would say, well, I'm not paid enough to be first aid trained. What about if I do something wrong? Well, I'm not asking for a first aider. I'm asking to be made given the kit, especially as a parent. I will make the decisions to do what I need to do.
Yeah.
If I need to clean up, if I need to put a plaster on or a gauze and she has a reaction, that's on me as a parent, for one, but also a skin reaction is fixable. Sometimes bleeding out. Luckily, that didn't happen with Scarlett, but that can happen. Something might happen, right? And we're just going to sit there and say, sorry, no. But honestly, it's bewildering, because we've got defibs. This building actually has a defib attached to it as well, this cafe in particular. So we have defibs about, we have first aid kits. We know they're in every building that has a business, because that's part of the legal requirement. But if you went off, you could be told no, and that doesn't right with me.
That is just amazing. That is just, you know, you wouldn't believe it. I know you, so I know that's what's happened. But for other people, they most probably thinking, no, surely not, no. But that is absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
And we're not alone on it. We're not alone. As I say, there's been a well-known coffee establishment where a 4-year-old, this come from a commenter sharing, a 4-year-old tripped, fell into the corner. Do you know where the sugar podium is? Fell into the corner, split open his head. Mum just wanted to, as you do, try and figure out, is it actually a cut, or is it just like one of those that are bleeding quite a lot? And could see the first aid kit, but they have in their policy, it's not to be handed out to public or customers. It is only the employee kit. And the fear of the employees have a fear, because they think, because it's policy, they could lose their jobs. I'm not asking for anyone to lose their jobs. I want it just to be help, like just help. We don't want the fear factor. And there are things in place. If you're a bystander or somebody that's helping administer first aid, you can't be held account or any repercussions for that, provided you've done all you could. There are things to support people. And again, that's another misconception that seems to be coming up a lot in my comments, is I'll get sued. It's a suing culture.
Yeah.
But isn't that that's an American thing, isn't it?
But there is a lot of it here as well, though, Cecile. There is a lot of it here. I said there is a lot of it here. Because even people just, you've got the people who think that, as in because they don't know and they just believe that, and you've got those who will try everything, think, oh well, that's a money making opportunity there if something goes wrong. People do genuinely believe that. It's almost like policy and law is writing humanity out of existence.
Yeah, it is. And so we've carried a first aid. We already had one, but I've now upgraded and got everybody one in my household at all times. But it's like simple things like having a packet of aspirin, because heart attacks don't just happen at home. And if you've had a suspected heart attack and you're on the phone, they're like, have you got any aspirin? Well, if I'm out in a cafe, if I'm out on the street, no, I'm not going to have aspirin. That's in my medical cabinet at home in my kitchen. So that's now something that we've added into ours. our own personal first aid kits, just so that if we do ever come across somebody, touch wood, we don't. But I absolutely will do the most morally right thing, which is have what you need. A pack of plasters is £1. If you use a plaster, I really don't care. If it makes your kid feel better because they've grazed their knee and they need a plaster to go back playing, take it.
Yeah.
Take it.
Because I think, like you've just said about aspirin isn't it's not even in my first aid kit at home. It's not even in my medicine cabinet because we use paracetamol or ibuprofen. You know, so unless I wouldn't think to buy aspirin and keep aspirin.
Mm-hmm.
But actually, when you're talking about that and somebody having a heart attack, that would be a good thing to then have.
Yeah.
And plasters, and they, like you said, not a box of plasters is £1. You know, but why? I mean, up until a few years ago, there wasn't even plasters in a first aid kit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in social care, we didn't have any plasters in the first aid kit.
Again, it comes down to the allergy thing. It was more wipes, gauzes, things that you can do to immediately support while you seek further medical help. But again, if we're having accidents inside a premises on a business, why are families, especially my situation, just being, you can't do anything? Obviously, we would still have had to get A&E treatment. There's no deny about that. But just something in that moment. So what happened to Scarlett is horrific, and it's going to forever haunt us as a family, I think. She's always going to know what's happened because it's on her face, especially. But as a family, we just want to have other people be aware of either carrying your own first aid kit until we can get enough signatures to call for change and explore. It's not down to us as a public to make and define the legislation. We're asking the government to figure out the nitty-gritty, but why can't we do it? Even if we have a simplified first aid kit for customers without the allergy risk, why can't we have that as family, as people, as humans?
100%.
I'm just, I can imagine a lot of people around you or who have heard this are just literally gobsmacked that this is what happened. Okay, so how are you? Because obviously you was there and at hospital holding her, can't move, can't do. How are you doing?
Yeah, God, it's getting me emotional still. Yeah, we're doing okay. I'm doing okay. The most important thing is my kids. So if they're fine, I'm fine. I went out at the weekend to a rugby fundraiser, family day, and there was quite a few dogs there, and I didn't realise how bad my anxiety was as I walked in. Was where can we go indoors where there's no dogs right away? You're not getting on the pram. Strapped her into the pram. This baby hates the pram. Strapped her into the pram and frog marched through the field until I calmed down. She's doing okay though, as in we've got our own dog. She was scared of our dog Thor, so we've got a German Shepherd cross Malinois, who is a huge teddy bear. He's bigger than most German Shepherds. And when we first came out from hospital, she was a little bit wary, whereas before she would open the front door herself and she'll go Thor, back, Thor, sit as we walk in, and he just responds to her. She was very wary. She wanted to be picked up. She's very nervous of new people and loads of people, crowded places, and dogs as well that aren't ours. But we're going at her pace. We're slowly introducing her. So I actually brought her down to Milton Keynes, to my aunt's house, because she's got a dog that Scarlett's familiar with, just to kind of show her, it's a small dog as well, which is what attacked her, that it's not all dogs. And she wasn't great. She did warm up.
Yeah.
Which then led to that when we're at the fun day, locally, obviously, people know what's happened as well. She pointed out a doggy because she still gets excited about her animals. So she pointed out a doggy, and this doggy was a small dog, a fluffy thing. And the owner held on to him really, really tight. So Scarlett could go up at her pace, and she was just one finger like this. And then eventually she was both hands stroking him. But when he was on his own little free will on his lead to walk around, it was a no-go. Like, it's got to be a pace, but I'm happy with that progress because I don't want her to be fearful.
Yeah.
Because one, it's like humans, right? If someone hurts you, doesn't mean every human's going to do that to you. I don't want her to think that one dog accounts for all dogs. And we're just working through it at her pace. And Ella's very medical minded. So she was very aware very quickly. As well, when the hospital, when they tried to, like, you know, fluff it up a little bit because she was stood next to me, she was like, just tell us the facts. So she's very, very medical minded.
Oh my
God. She's great. So she's been helping me with, like, especially in the initial aftermath, like changing her wound dressings. We had like a dressing to put on, putting on a cream and things like that. So yeah, she's very protective though. I noticed it again when we was out. So if people come near her, she's like, you know, watching, holding on to her, like, right, what are you doing? Where are they? She's constantly watching her sister a little bit more. But in time, we'll support them professionally, I think, when it comes to it. And if it comes to it, we're not going to let them just walla. That's not what we strive in our family anyway. We're very open and honest, and mental health is real. So we'll support them through that.
Yeah.
I was actually just going to say to you about therapy, but and as you've just said, you're going to make sure that you help them. You need to make sure that if you need some, that you get some help as well.
Yeah.
You know, because that anxiety will just suddenly appear from nowhere. You know, you'll be thinking, "Oh, I'm fine."
It shocked me when I went into the field. They were like nowhere near us, these dogs. We were literally on the path and they were like in the field. But no, I've got some great friends around us locally, because obviously we don't live in Luton anymore and we live up north at the moment. So I've got some great friends that have been helping me with that. And I think it was just, again, it's still raw. So I think I'm channeling into this. We won't be going back to that particular park ever again, which is a shame because Ella actually runs there for the junior park run on Sunday. So she's even gone like, I don't want to do it. I'm not going there. So we're going to find a new park and we'll just go from here, really.
Yeah.
Because ultimately they do those park runs. Sorry, Nikki. I was just going to say they do those park runs
everywhere,
all over the place, all over the place. So you will find another park.
I know, but she likes that one because it's very flat. we live in villages.
But this is a girl that's been running 7K every day. A little bit of a hill is not going to hurt her. She's going to be fine.
I'll tell her that.
Oh, bless her.
Sorry, Nico, what was you going to say?
That's okay. I just wanted to ask, were there any repercussions for the actual dog and the dog owner that did this?
No. So I'm being really careful. So I don't want to turn what's happened into like a vilifying message, but unfortunately the lady who owns the dog has got dementia, which became very apparent when we was there. The cafe workers they did try to emotionally, is blackmail the right word? Can I say that? By telling me at the time, like, don't report it. She's got dementia. It's going to be put down. It's all she's got left. But then proceeded to like verbally abuse me as I was getting into the car. As Ash pulled up, so they didn't know Ash was with me. And obviously he heard it all. And as I'm getting in the car with the girls, the strangers, he made the decision then to not come with me to the hospital, to go back inside the cafe and wait and call the police because he was concerned about what would going to happen. And while he was doing that, they actually tried to close the cafe up to prevent the police. And so the old lady, she has got dementia. We have asked the police to put support in with third parties. Whether they do or not, I don't know. The dog nothing's going to happen to the dog. They said it's not classed as a dangerous breed, so the most they'll do is muzzle it by order. But again, a lady with dementia is very unlikely to do so. She did tell Ash, she had a bit of a standoff with Ash, got very didn't know what to do. He said she kind of like squared up to him a little bit and said the dog bites her all the time and she's got similar marks, bless her, all over her face like Scarlet. So Ash just said to her, what happens if it goes for your neck or your eye and you're grown? Like, what are you going to do? Because your skin's similar to our baby. And unfortunately, she doesn't know. So the police have said that they talked to her. She can't even remember being in the park, even though it's her routine every day to go there. Wow. So we've been very selective. We're not going to name the park. We're not going to name the cafe or where in West Yorkshire it occurred, just because I don't want to turn it into something that it's not. And there is a vulnerable lady in the middle of this. Yes, my daughter's been hurt. Yes, my daughter is classed as vulnerable because of her age. But there is somebody there that doesn't have support. My daughter's got support. She's got me, her dad, her sister, our family around her. I don't want people randomly in the street just take. It's not about that. It's about first aid awareness.
Yeah. And hopefully the police, like you said, will get, because she obviously needs some support herself, and hopefully that will then, because actually that's part of their remit. If the police are then called to anything, and you've got somebody who is there presenting with dementia and they're on their own, they have to then ring social services to get some support in place. So hopefully they're doing that. And you're very good, because a lot of other parents out there would be naming and shaming, and you're not, which is brilliant.
I've been asked to, don't get me wrong, like I've had comments and comments and comments, like I've even been told on a Dunstable Facebook group whether or not I was pretending, was I a scam? Because I refused to name. Yeah, because I refused to name what had happened. But we don't want it to turn into something.
Yeah, people will try and guess. Because I mean, especially on TikTok, they're always trying to guess. You know, if they guess enough, it goes in the search bar, doesn't it?
Yeah. So we're being very, very, I won't say clever, because it's not local to us as such, where we went to that day either. And I'm in West Yorkshire. It's a big area. There's lots of parks in the countryside. So we don't want it to turn into something it's not. Is it the important message is first aid kits, and we can't take back. Like no one's going to be able to, like, having it out with the cafe, having it out with the owner. It's not going to change what happened to Scarlett. But if we can say to her in the future that somebody reached out and said that they got bitten by a dog, and then her mum used to say her scars, similar to where Scarlett's is going to be, is her superpower. If we can tell Scarlett her superpower was to cause change, like, how empowering is that for a little girl that grows up to say, like, you caused change, baby, like that was you, that superpower, that mark on your face, that's the reason for this, like, and that's all I can strive for. That's all I want for her and for others. Like I say, as a mum, I don't want anyone else to feel that guilt. So that's what we're aiming for.
Oh my God,
we're at 1,000 signatures already, and we need 10,000 for the government to respond.
Okay.
Point I can get MPs involved to hope us get over to 100,000. If an MP gets involved before 100, like between 10 and 100,000, they can take it to Parliament themselves. They don't need to wait for the 100.
Really?
Otherwise, so they won't look at it until they get 10,000. They won't hit their radar. So all I can do is get 10,000 and go from there. So that's my aim. That's what we're. Be great if we can do it for her birthday next Monday.
Right, fingers crossed then, people. We need 10,000 by next week. That would be absolutely brilliant. We will post this on our Simply D's pages and share it out for everybody to see. You know, obviously we've got lots of people that view this later on. There's people viewing at the moment. So hopefully if we can get some more signatures, that will just help you along the way. But I mean, it's just about pushing it, isn't it? You just got to keep pushing it.
Yeah, and people are like, I mean, you've seen my post on Facebook. It's set to shareable now, so people can just search me, Charlotte Egan, and I'll come up. And the post with the petition link in and a picture of our baby girl taken just beforehand is there. We won't be posting her face as in the injury. It's again, we're not trying to turn it into that, because it's not nice for us to see.
And plus the fact it can be provocative, can't it?
Yeah, and it'll just start the wrong conversations. So we're showing her beautiful smile, which she's still got. She's still cheeky. She's still trying to climb on tables. She's still my wild child. Like I say, Ella's my angelic ballerina, my dancer, my kind one. Scarlett has been nicknamed Thugalina since the day she was born. My wild child. And she's very stubborn.
You do know when even most probably now, but even as she gets a bit older, that she's not going to do the routine that Ella does. She's not going to stick to that. She's not going to want to do that.
I'm hoping, because Ella's like, I always say to Ella, like, me and Dad are not harsh, but we're quite disciplinary on her. I was like, your sister's gonna have me, you, and Dad, like,
yeah,
because there's no way you're gonna let her get away with
exactly.
anything that we try
Exactly.
to, because there's a 10-year difference between them. Like, absolutely, she is not going to let her little sister get away with anything. So I like to see Scarlett try.
She might suffer. Because obviously Ella will realise that she's the experiment in the family, as all firstborns are.
Well, I've learned with Scarlett, we give choice. So I don't let her dictate, but I was like, you can either do this or that. So we kind of just give her 2 options, but they're both what I want her to do anyway. So it's like, you either put your coat on first or your shoes on first. Either way, they're both going on. Yeah. But she kind of responds well to that, because she's like, oh, I'm going to put this on. If I say put your shoes on first, she looks at me and is like, no. Yeah, so I think I have to change my tactic a little bit with Scarlett. Let her.
You might have to. You might have to, because she's really gonna be pushing those boundaries.
Oh, she already does.
So, okay, so we're going to wrap up for today. As I said, we will post the petition information on our Simply D's page. For all our lovely Simply D's people to have a look at it, get them to sign it. I don't do TikTok. By the sounds of it, I need to start doing TikTok.
Oh, praise the Lord, Charlotte.
See, she keeps telling.
If Cecile joins TikTok because of this, I will certainly come and look for you in West Yorkshire, which, by the way, was an old stomping ground of mine because I went to university in Leeds. So,
did you?
Yeah,
too far.
And one of my friends who now lives in Newcastle lived in Bradford for a while, so we were up there as well.
And we've got one of our Simply D's lady that lives in Leeds, and Remy went to uni in Leeds. So we know how to get up that end. We do know how to get up that end. But, okay, so
you're welcome here. Don't worry. We've got a guest bedroom for you.
Thank you. See? So if I join TikTok because of Charlotte, you're going to do what?
I'll go up there. I'll go and look for Charlotte, and I will get different person. I will sign the petition 6,000 times.
She's been pushing me. TikTok, always TikTok.
You know what? I don't think I would have had the confidence to go for the petition. Like I when we were waiting for Scarlett to come round, if you like, I said to Ash, this needs to change. I'm going to change this. And he's like, look, just get through the weekend. It's still raw. Let's just get the weekend done and sit down, get her home. And on the Monday morning, I was like, do you know what? He went to the gym. Scarlett went for a nap. I was like, I'm going to record a video and I'm going to put it on there and just highlight the first aid kit issue. And within 24 hours, it hit 200,000 people. It was coming out. Don't get me wrong. I had some really, really nasty comments to the point I questioned me as a person, staying up until 2 o'clock in the morning, responding or reading. And then I just thought, you know what? No, I know me. I know my family.
Exactly.
We know what happened, and people only got a snippet because I didn't want to give too much detail. The most important thing I think I said in my message was carry one on you. If you're a mum to be, you are going to a baby shower, just buy a paediatric first aid kit. You can get them in Boots at the minute for £10 at the Parenting Club. It sits like this. It's this big. And it's got everything you need for a child under 16 from baby. And then I saw the traction it was getting. I thought, you know what, I can do this. And that's when we set up the petition, and we had to wait for the Gov to review it. So I got my first 20 signatures for review in less than 11 minutes. And then we had to sit and wait for the government to review and make sure it wasn't something untoward. Yeah. And they done it within, I want to say 24 hours, I was 500 signatures. So it's been something that resonates, I think, with a lot of people.
Yeah.
TikTok's powerful. It's a very powerful place to be.
But also full of a whole load of nutters that say
something. But you know what? You're discerning, right? You are discerning. You will know the rubbish. And sometimes you will get some things that are rubbish, but they will just make you laugh anyway.
Oh, some of them were very laughable. I remember reading one. I was like, that's not me. That's not my personality at all. But okay, we'll go with that.
Oh, yeah.
all I can say is today has been a roller coaster. I've been absolutely gobsmacked, and I feel very emotional for you and, you know, the whole of your family. Just thank you for coming on. Just thank you for coming on and sharing.
Important, yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for
That's
having
been
me.
wonderful. Yeah. We will have you back again when you've got some more, when, you know, whatever that next step is. Once you've got your 10,000, you know, whatever, just let us know. We'll have you come. You can come back on anytime.
Thank you.
We
Well, we'll do a routine. We'll do a routine talk.
Yeah. And we're going to get you on to do a workshop as well. But anyway, that's for another day. That's for another day. But yes, let us know how it's going. And I will at some point get on TikTok so I can keep an eye on it as well.
Just open up a junk email that you don't want, right?
Another email. That means another password that I have to remember.
Yeah, I walked into that one.
Well, it's even easier. You can just press sign up and it connects to your email automatically. No passwords. It just connects to your Gmail account. Even easier.
Yeah, okay. See, that's even better than when I joined.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Well, I'll see.
Get Remy to help you. I'm sure she'll do it for you.
No, she'll be saying, "Why can't you do it yourself? Why do you need me to help you?"
Who, me? Couldn't
no,
be.
Not you, Remy. Remy will be like, "Can't you just do that yourself?" Courtney might do it, but he'll also say, "Can't you do it yourself?" And then he'll do it. So we'll see. I'll get it done.
Fingers crossed. We'll be waiting.
Yeah. You know what's going to happen. It's most probably going to connect to my work email rather than my own one.
No, don't do that. Don't do it.
Can I just tell you quickly, on my phone, on my calendar on my phone is my work one, because I connected it somehow by pressing something, and now I have that on there as opposed to my own calendar.
What phone
That's
do you have?
how rubbish I am.
What phone do you have?
Samsung.
Oh, right. I don't really know much about Samsung.
I
don't know much about Samsung.
I'm not getting
but I would just say that if you're going to join anything, the best thing you can do is to do it manually then. Because if you've got work things and personal things on the same phone, because I do know that happened to somebody actually.
I just need to get the work one taken off because I don't want that on there. I don't need it on there. But anyway, we digress. Thank you for joining us, Charlotte. Keep us up to date with what's going on. And yeah,
I'm going to go follow and find out for myself.
She's going to go and follow you.
That's fine. It's charlotte.uw.partners. It's on there.
Oh, right. Okay.
Did you hear that? Say it again.
charlotte.uw.partners.
Oh, yeah, of course. You're, I'm with UW.
See, I don't even know what that is.
Utility warehouse. We've had them speaking at the soirees. Oh, yeah, you didn't come to the soirees, did you?
I don't know that yet.
So I support people with energy broadband reviews, utility reviews, to try and save per month. The more services you have, the cheaper your energy tariff will be. So heating season on us to lock it in early. So we've actually got a deal on until the end of the month, so the 31st, that you get £120 off your energy under free energy days if you're a homeowner, if you sign up with me before the 31st of August.
Okay. That's another reason why we need to get you back on the show, because you've got something else to talk about. Right, we are wrapping up for today. And yeah, it's been fabulous having you on. And thank you for sharing everything with us. Okay. Right, everybody. So anybody who's watching on catch up, just let us know if you want to know any more information about the petition. Have a look on our page. We can direct you to Charlotte as well. Anything else we need to share, Nikkei?
Not that I can think of. Because
Embrace Menopause, the our Embrace Wellness Women's Wellness event. It's 29th of September. So we're going to share some more information over the next few weeks. 29th of September, Nikkei, is it in your diary?
No, my diary's not even here, actually. It's in the room.
She hasn't even got a diary.
I'm going to take a leaf out of Charlotte's book now. I'm going to get that diary, and even if I don't have a pocket, I'm sticking it down there. Honestly.
We will see you all next week. Take care, everybody.
Bye. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.
Hold on. I've got to do this now.
Yeah.